Welcome to another edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're here to give you a whip-around look at some of the latest news coming out of the casino and sports betting industries. This week in our state and national reports, we're going to be talking March and April reports. Deals, we've got hockey, slot deals. We've got a credit card deal to discuss.
Oh, okay.
Industry updates, license launches, what's becoming ordinary here, our cease and desists and closures. And we're going to finish up with our legislative roundup with news out of New York, Nevada, and Kansas.
We should just make that a section. C and D.
Yeah, C and D.
Cease and desist.
We'll be right back to start talking state and national after this.
The average cost of mesothelioma treatment can exceed $400,000. Families often face losing their homes or life savings just to pay the bills. If you or a loved one worked in these industries and were diagnosed with mesothelioma, you may be entitled to compensation to protect your family. At Rights and Claims, we've helped families recover over $1 billion to cover medical costs, lost wages, and more. Let us help you secure their future with the compensation you deserve. Call 800-596-4889.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're going to start off our state and national reports in our home state of New Jersey.
Okay.
They reported their March numbers. They became the fourth state to pass $600 million in tax revenue. They joined New York, Pennsylvania, and Illinois with that plateau.
Oh, okay.
They recorded their 25th monthly handle of $1 billion and their sixth out of the last 7 months with $1 billion handle in the month.
Okay. Right.
Total basketball revenue in March nearly tripled from last year, which was kind of interesting. But that's March Madness for you.
I'm sure I contributed to that. So
Yes.
You're welcome, Garden State.
And the Gaming Casino Control Commissioner, James Plosis, has noted that March marked the seventh straight month where online gambling revenue topped $200 million for the state.
That's great.
Yeah, it's everything is online for Jersey right now.
It's it's going to casinos is a lot of fun, especially in New Jersey because Atlantic City, you got the beach there to shore. It'll be great in the summertime, but there's nothing like laying around on your couch and just playing slots or playing blackjack or something like that. So. Yeah,
and 6 of the 11 New Jersey online operators, saw a decline in revenue from the previous years, and also the 5 brick and mortar sports books also saw a similar decline.
Okay.
Moving over to right across the river, we're going to Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. They've got their March numbers released. They have become the third state to pass $700 million all-time tax revenue, and they joined New York and Illinois in that plateau.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
So that's the next one for New Jersey to reach. Okay. We hit $600 million. Now we're going for $700 million.
Exactly.
All right.
State recorded its 11th monthly handle of at least $800 million. And again, online casino. The online gaming revenue for Pennsylvania was a record.
Nice. Okay.
Yes. It's interesting seeing how the states that focus on online casinos are getting more revenue coming in each and every month here.
Sure.
Moving over to the state of Indiana, we've got Indiana passing $21.5 billion in all-time total handle, $19.95 billion in all-time mobile handle as well. So some good numbers there.
Okay.
Going up into the Northeast, we've got Vermont. Now, you know what you like about Vermont here.
Oh, Vermont is another one of those states that love their table tennis, right? All of a sudden, Vermont loves table tennis, and so
Well, we did
do
not
we have
a
numbers
table tennis report.
No, we do not have a table tennis,
but
but they do love their table tennis.
They're one of the ones that do release the table tennis numbers.
Nothing like Colorado. There's nothing like Oregon, but Vermont,
Once again,
some interesting
e-basketball was
numbers.
the 5th most bet on state. Most bet on sport in the state.
Vermont.
E-basketball.
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 Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
always interesting seeing some of the different numbers coming out of Vermont.
The Celtics are tearing it up this season, and and they're Vermont's a New England state. I can't believe
basketball's
up there
it's
too.
the top sport right now.
But they must be basketball crazy. I wonder if
so.
e-basketball is like when the Celtics are off, they switch to e-basketball.
Yes. And the in-state versus out-of-state again. We've got
that's the one I love.
That's what I was referring to. Not more so than the table tennis.
That's the one I love. Yeah. Vermont is a very interesting state. They have a stat where in-state bettors versus out-of-state bettors or visitors to Vermont. So,
and for the fourth consecutive month, the out-of-state handle was about 30% of the total handle versus the in-state.
Makes sense.
Yeah, double the amount of the bet size, 41 to 26. So basically, everything's holding steady.
I wonder if it's better with regard to out-of-state visitors in Vermont in the wintertime, because when I think of Vermont and out-of-state visitors, the ski slopes and things like that. But
Vermont would be really angry with you because they are also known for their fishing, and their summer hiking and their camping, all that stuff.
Okay, so. I guess so. What is the Green Mountains up there, or is it the White Mountains in New Hampshire?
White Mountains are New Hampshire. Green Mountains, because also that's where Green Mountain coffee comes from, out of Vermont.
There you go. All right.
Moving over to the state of Tennessee after our tourism report there.
New England today.
Exactly.
So.
We've got state of Tennessee, 7th monthly handle of at least $500 million. State also reported its 5th month with at least $10 million in tax revenue.
Yeah, Tennessee only has online sports books, no retail sports.
And that's 5 out of the last 6, giving $10 million in tax revenue.
Okay.
And we're going to finish up with New York like we always do. We've got the week ending April 13th. Fiscal year-to-date handle has already passed $1.55 billion. And that's only a couple of weeks because fiscal year is not that big.
Yeah, fiscal year, when did that stop? It's April?
Yeah.
April was April 1st.
Yeah, and here we are already passing $1.55 billion total.
Jeez.
Yeah. We have a 6-week streak of at least $500 million weekly handles ending this week. It was just under 500. I think it was like 480 million. And 5 of the last 6 weeks, we still have that streak going, 40 million or more in weekly gross gaming revenue.
Okay.
That's it for state and national. We're going to start talking deals right now. Starting off our deals, we've got MGM Resorts announcing a collaboration with the First National Bank of Omaha to offer customers a new credit card that would allow holders to earn up to 6 times points and tier credits in the rewards program of MGM Resorts.
See, that's great. I mean, that in a time when a lot of people are going to be traveling, these rewards points, make traveling a little easier and a little cheaper. So and staying places. So great, good.
And also, $250 annual fee is not that bad in today's market. You get 6 times points and tier. You get 6 times points and tier credits for every dollar spent at an MGM Rewards destination. 2 times points and tier credits per $1 spent at hotels, dining, gas station, grocery stores that are not part of the MGM Rewards system, the destinations, and then 1-time point and tier credit per dollar spent everywhere else.
See, that's great.
Yes. And also cardholders will get a $200 resort credit upon opening a new account. And it will be put on annually on their anniversary date from their sign up.
Perfect for the summer travel season.
Yes.
That's great.
Staying in the rewards area, we've got Delaware North announcing a partnership with the Fontainebleau Las Vegas to bring special offers at that resort to Delaware's North's gaming loyalty club members.
Wow, this is great. See, they must be rolling this out because it is the summer travel season. Yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
Lucky North Rewards people will be able to get complimentary or promotional stays at Fontainebleau Las Vegas determined by their tier level, as well as nightly resort fee being waived for all members. So that's really nice to see a lot of these different rewards groups doing these types of deals.
Great,
to
I think
increase their reach.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yes. Moving over to Caesars, we've got our slot deal that I teased at the top of the show.
Slot deal.
We've got an expansion of Caesars' deal with AGS, making Caesars online casino platforms the exclusive first online home for the Triple Coin Treasures family of slot titles developed by AGS. They're going to be Caesars Palace Online Casino, Caesars Sportsbook and Casino, the Horseshoe Online Casino, and then there will be, the title will be Shamrock Fortunes will be the first one launched. There will be others coming in later on in 2025 here, and this is actually the second collaboration between Caesars and AGS. They had the, the Rake and Bacon Odyssey.
I've actually heard of Rake and Bacon. Okay.
Well, that was launched in
I
Atlantic
remember.
City.
Yeah,
where
I
it's
remember that.
online and also brick and mortar.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was the first one. What do they call it? Omni-channel? Am I doing the right marketing thing?
Yes,
It's
omni-channel.
omni-channel. It was on online. It was on the gaming
Yes.
floor. So there you go. That's where I remember it.
So that another good collaboration there
Yep.
between Caesars and AGS.
I'm impressed I used omni-channel, by the way.
Correctly.
Yeah, I did. I actually used it in the sentence correctly.
There you go.
So.
Last story of the week, we've got Soft2Bet. Soft2Bet has a subsidiary up in Canada called TunyBet.
TunyBet.
Like cartoon.
Oh,
TunyBet.
okay. TunyBet.
Yes. They've announced a partnership with the NHL's Ottawa Senators,
Oh, that's cool.
becoming the team's official online casino partner.
Mm-hmm.
They've got digital inventory through the Dasher boards. They're going to be having home and away game promotions, in-rink board signage for home games, virtual slot signage for various games. They're going to be on television broadcast. Basically, it's the whole shebang for
Okay,
TunyBet and
good.
Soft2Bet.
Nice.
But it's really cool to see the Ottawa Senators doing another deal like this.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's it for the deals. We're going to start talking industry updates right after this.
You may want to attend college.
But you have a full-time job and kids that need your full-time attention.
How can you possibly attend college?
You learn online at South University.
Earn your degree any hour, any day, from anywhere.
And the credit transfer policies also make it easier to return to college.
The convenience of taking classes where you want,
The flexibility of taking classes when you want.
so you can become who you want.
South University Online.
Call 800-836-3936.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're starting off our industry update segment here this week with two app updates, features, integrations, whatever you want to call these. They fall under so many different titles.
Okay.
We've got Penn Entertainment launching what they're calling the Mint Club.
The Mint Club.
M-I-N-T.
All right.
Mainly because that's the color of ESPN.
Oh, okay.
That green mint.
Club.
Yes.
Okay. All
The
right.
Mint Club is basically when a customer links their ESPN app and their ESPN Bet app together,
Okay.
they will be getting a personalized experience on both apps. You've got real-time bet tracking, exclusive
Wow.
promotions,
Okay, that's pretty cool.
customizable scoreboards. Yes.
Nice. All right.
ESPN Bet wagers will now appear in the scores section of the ESPN app. You can follow active bets and parlays alongside the live game action that is through the ESPN app.
Okay.
You're also going to be seeing a lot more in-game bet tracking and deeper in-app personalizations as long as you're part of the Mint Club. You also
Now-
get weekly deposit bonuses, profit
Okay.
boosts, and branded merchandise.
Now, do you have to sign up for the Mint Club, or
Yes,
are you
have
automatic?
to enroll
Okay.
in that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. Okay.
Not to be outdone, we've got Hard Rock Bet
All right.
launching their latest sports betting tool called Stats Hub.
Mm-hmm.
That is packed, according to the press release we received.
They used the word. They used the word packed.
Packed
All
with
right.
interesting insights for bettors across a variety of sports and is currently available within the Hard Rock Bet app.
Okay.
Users can go, when they log in, they go to the Stats Hub button at the top of the page from the menu at the Sportsbook home screen. You get different categories like streaks, which players on certain streaks or which team are on
Okay.
certain streaks.
Very useful.
You got player props, you've got parlays, you've got line movements, you got form, which is an interesting one.
What is that? A form?
Yep.
F-O-R-M?
F-O-R-M. See
Okay.
which players are in form with what they've been doing in their past
Oh,
compared to
okay.
their past
All right.
performances.
I see.
They got standings all listed out, so
Wow.
it's kind of interesting.
It is packed. Look at that. It's packed with everything, packed with information.
Yes. Staying with Hard Rock.
Oh,
we've got, and also we're going into New Jersey here for this. Jim Allen, chairman of Hard Rock International, Hard Rock Digital, and chief executive officer of Seminole Gaming, received the Lifetime Achievement Award at the 28th Annual East Coast Gaming Congress.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, seventh person to receive the award. I didn't want to go through another week here without announcing that and acknowledging his great work in the industry.
Absolutely.
Staying in New Jersey,
Okay.
we've got Ocean Casino Resort announcing details of $50 million worth of property-wide capital investments.
All right.
Basically, that means they're going to be putting $50 million into the property.
I got to tell you, it's a beautiful property
Yes.
as it is now. So I'm very curious to see what $50 million are going to look like.
Well, $25 million will be going to the new Ocean Blue rooms and suites.
Okay.
$5 million will be spent on 2 new restaurants in partnership with restaurateur Steven Starr.
Okay.
There is going to be $4 million upgrading the casino floor to include to expand the Asian gaming space.
Okay.
About 8,000 square feet.
Okay.
And
I'm trying to picture it in my head where everything is. So
this is interesting. They're also going to be having the 18 mini golf and bar. Ocean's 18 mini golf and bar.
I wonder if that's going to be. Didn't they have like a top golf area? You know, it's really off to the side, off to the ocean side of the property, and they used to have like a top golf thing there or a golf thing there. I wonder if that's where it's going to be, because since it already has a golf kind of theme to it now, I wonder if they're just going to use that.
Well, $500,000 of that $50 million will be going toward featuring a series of immersive holograms in this golf and bar setup.
Oh, okay.
So very interesting idea.
Immersive now, okay, you're not going to have to wear those goggle things, are you?
That's virtual.
That's virtual? Okay, so that's okay. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
No,
okay.
no.
Because I don't think I can swing a golf club with those goggles on, so... The only thing I see of those goggles I see on the YouTube when people have goggles or playing games and they're running into walls.
When you see the word holograms, it's not
Okay.
really, it's like some kind of projection kind of
okay.
thing. So,
All right.
yes. Moving over to the state of Louisiana, we've got the Paragon Casino Resort launching the state's first Dragon Link Den.
Dragon Link Den. Okay,
Yes,
I like
it's
that.
a dedicated gaming area featuring 64 Dragon Link slot machines, making it the casino with the highest number of Dragon Link slot machines in the state.
Oh, wow. Okay. We always talk about Dragon Link on Beating the House because they pay out.
Yes.
So.
Over in Illinois, we have Accel Entertainment opening doing the grand opening of Fairmont Park Casino and Racing. Just in time for its 100th anniversary season.
Okay.
Basically, they've been working on this. This is Accel's first casino in Illinois. It's also the first time the casino is expanding into the racing market.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, this used to be a FanDuel location, and then they actually bought it from everybody over at Fairmont Casino.
Do we call that a racino?
It's technically not a racino. They are not calling it that.
Okay.
It's Fairmont Park Casino and Racing. You've got slot machines, table games, electronic table games.
Okay.
And also a new infrastructure for the racing track.
Okay. All right.
Moving over to Idaho, we've got the Shoshone-Paiute tribe of the Duck Valley Reservation.
Okay.
It's a long name right there. Closing on the purchase of land that will be the potential site for a casino in Idaho.
Nice. Okay.
Funding was provided by the Coeur d'Alene tribe, which operates the Coeur d'Alene Resort and a couple other casinos in the region. But the Duck Valley Reservation tribes will be managing the property. The proposed casino will have 500,000 square foot of gaming space, 2,000 electronic gaming machines, 250-room hotel, 6 restaurants, 15,000 square foot event center.
Wow. This is substantial.
8-lane bowling alley.
That's cool. I like
2
that.
movie theaters.
I like the bowling. I like the movie theaters. You know, you want to diversify. You want to have fun for the whole family. So that's great. So
An arcade.
Perfect. Look.
A horse racing track.
Okay.
So a lot of thought going into this one.
Yeah,
This may
absolutely.
be one of
Good.
the bigger ones Idaho's seen.
I like what they're doing. I like where their head's at.
Moving over to Montana, we just had the groundbreaking for the new 400 Horses Casino on the outskirts of a town called Polson.
Okay.
Members of the Confederate Salish and Katuni Tribal Council were there to do the groundbreaking. The area will be home to a 35,000 square foot gaming facility. They didn't call it a casino. A 35,000 square foot gaming facility that will offer slot machines, table games, poker.
Nice. Good for you,
and
Montana.
Sports betting.
All right.
Nice to see that.
Okay.
Moving over to Tennessee, and this is where we usually talk cease and desist. This is sort of a cease and desist. The Tennessee Sports Wagering Council sent a letter to the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC, urging them to shut down sports prediction markets.
Okay.
They are now the 9th state doing something about the sports prediction markets that are out there.
Something's going to happen this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they just can't keep going on like this. So you have to make a decision one way or the other.
Exactly.
So, whatever.
And finally, we're going over to New York. And as everyone knows, New York is looking at having some downstate casinos being built.
Which means New York City area casinos.
Right, or Long Island.
Yeah, well, you know, they call it downstate.
Yes.
So I just want to make sure everyone's
maybe
clear
not.
on that.
I spoke too soon with Long Island. But first of all, we're going to go downtown. We've got Saks Global announcing that it's withdrawing its bid for one of New York's 3 downstate casino licenses. At the time, that was actually a very interesting proposal where it had the casino on the lower levels and then high-end retail and then apartments or something else and a hotel above that. So that was kind of an interesting one right downtown. But they found that there was lack of logistical maneuvering in terms of space. And also you had landmark status of nearby St. Patrick's Cathedral that limited the construction they could do.
Building in New York is pretty difficult.
Yes.
So, but, you know, it's not impossible, but there's a lot more hurdles to overcome if you want to build in Manhattan.
But as I said, Long Island, we had Las Vegas Sands over there. They just announced right before press time here, before we started filming, they're withdrawing their bid.
Weren't they having an issue with a college?
They had that fixed. Oh, the Nassau Community College.
Yeah, that was fixed.
Yeah, that was fixed.
I know that was an issue maybe a year ago or a year and a half ago.
But Las Vegas Sands is now looking for someone to buy their interest out of that casino project or that proposal. We'll see where they go. They want to focus on Macau and some other projects.
Okay.
That's it for the industry updates. We're going to finish up with our legislative roundup. Starting off our legislative roundup, we're in the state of New York. We're continuing in the state of New York. We just finished talking about the downstate casino proposals being withdrawn. We've got a bill being introduced now that would impose sweeping limits on legal sports betting in the state.
Okay.
$5,000 daily betting cap, a maximum of 5 deposits per day, bans on ads promoting boost, bonus bets, and no sweat offers, and no ads between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. or during live games. That one's interesting.
That
right
might
there.
be something.
That's over.
You know, well, that you always try and put something out like that and then negotiate it
back,
down and stuff like that.
You
but look,
back.
I think you're going to see a lot of states do this.
Yes.
I think the issue of affordability is also going to pop up where gaming operators have to see if people are betting beyond their means. So that's going to be a big issue. So you're going to see a lot more of these type of legislations or proposed legislations. And, it's a good thing because you're talking about the issue and, this isn't the final bill or piece of legislation. It's something to be negotiated and talked about and bring experts in to testify. So that's good.
Which is why the guy has a cap on the deposits per day. That's the affordability issue right there.
Yeah.
Moving over to Nevada, we had hopes that Nevada may finally get a lottery, and we are having our hopes dashed.
Okay.
The Nevada lottery bill has been put on hold for another year so they could study it. There's a lot of resistance by the casinos out there.
Yeah, look, casinos want people walking through the door, and
they could sell lottery in the doors.
They can sell lottery, but they don't want anyone else to sell lottery.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe if you put it, if only place you can buy a lottery ticket is at a casino, they'll love it.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think they want it at 7-Elevens and
they have slot machines.
I almost
at
said
7-Elevens
Wawas, and they don't have Wawas out there. But
according to the recent polls, 76% of the public in Nevada won a lottery.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so Nevada will remain one of only 5 states without a lottery.
Okay.
Alabama, Alaska, Hawaii, and Utah being the others.
Yep.
Last but not least, we have Kansas, which had a very interesting development. We'll see where this one goes. State lawmakers have voted to block the renewal of sportsbook licenses, which could force the state's 6 active platforms to go offline in the coming years. There was a line item in the new budget that said that the state regulators are prohibited from negotiating extensions on existing sports betting licenses. What everyone is anticipating here is a change in the market, maybe an expansion, maybe a change in going to a one-operator market. We'll see where that goes. But it was a line item in the new budget that was
One
passed.
thing legislators in Kansas have to realize, if you make sports betting illegal, it doesn't mean that your citizens are not going to sports bet. They're going to go to other states and give them the money. So, pick your poison. So.
Well, they're looking at a one-operator system.
Sure. Okay.
Which, kind of interesting. I don't know if that'll work for a state like Kansas. But
Well, that's
right
not
now,
good for the consumer. So, one thing about several
you could
operators.
sub-license. You could sub-license.
Several operators, competition brings down prices for customers. So,
But right
think
now,
about it.
BetMGM, Caesars, DraftKings, Fanatics, FanDuel, and ESPN Bet all have until August 31st, 2027
Okay.
before their licenses come up for a renewal, if they get a chance at renewal.
We'll see.
Well, that's it for this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report. As always, if you've been watching on TV, there's a ticker flying by below us with additional news stories, domestic and international, as well as food, entertainment, and conference schedules as well, going through past us on our ticker below us. Monday mornings, when this show is released, there will be a full print version of the book report, which covers stuff we talked about in this half hour, items that are in the ticker as well, and items we didn't have a chance to talk about anywhere else in a print version of the book report. On our blog, turnpikesports.us, click on the blog button. You'll be able to go and review the additional stories there. And as always, announcements, news, conferences, basically any piece of information we could use for the book report, info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Keep sending those in.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.